Hello, everyone. Welcome to Average Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. Today, we have a very special guest, and I have him in the waiting room. I want to give him a proper introduction. He is currently at 400 subscribers, and the goal is to get him to 500 by the end of the show. Can we do it? Well, I would love to do that. So, want to welcome everybody into the chat. What's going on there? David Schwartz, always early and punctual at the same time. I like that, buddy. And we got Peter C. What's going on there, buddy? So my special guest today is Adrian Sales, one of the nicest guys in the hashtag watch fam. And this guy, I'll tell you, there's not a person that I talk to that he hasn't helped in one way or another. Very, very giving gentleman. And it's just been a huge pleasure to know him as a good friend of mine as well. And we've really become close. And with no further ado, let's introduce my good buddy and also very talented Adrian Sales. What's going on there, buddy? Welcome to Average.
Wow. What? Thank you. Thank you. What an introduction. Wow. Thank you.
Let me tell you something, man. You're one of the nicest guys in the watch fam, and you are deserving of huge success. And I want to see you get to 500 by the end of the show. So anyone in the comments, I know we have 3 currently, but I know we're going to build up on that. I want you guys and gals to subscribe to my buddy, Adrian Sales, right here, somewhere in time. You see that right there? Please, please, please. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a snippet of one of his famous unboxings that just dropped recently. Do you want to set that up for us?
This has got to be my Grail piece.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was probably a little bit too excited. I maybe should have left it a little while, but yes, for the Tudor Black Bay.
Yes, sir. Do you have it on today? I mean, I'm sure you do.
I missed that. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you have it on your wrist as we speak.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Why don't you show everybody before I show off your initial reaction of the watch? That is a beauty.
Thank you.
How long have you been, quote unquote, fancying this piece?
Well, I fell in love with it when it was first introduced, 2013. You know, the one with the smiley, the rotor lettering at the 6 o'clock, and I wanted one. Really, I suppose been aiming to get one for the last 5 years. 5 years, I would say it's taken me. So yeah, it was a thoroughly enjoyable experience.
Well, we actually have the initial reaction to you opening up your Tudor Black Bay, your Grail. So let's roll the film and let's show everybody what your reaction was, shall we?
Okay, let's go.
I can see you're sweating profusely there.
Yeah.
That's a beauty. So where did you get this piece at, Adrian?
Well, I got it from I bought it from an AD. I decided I wasn't going to go grey market. because I wanted there. I didn't want there to be any kind of issues with warranty or anything like that. So I bought it from a place called AMJ Jewelers and Andrew Michael's Jewelers near Leicester. And I have to give a big shout out to those guys. I mean, it actually, from my first contact to them, it took me about 3 weeks to finally push the button. And
Wow.
I spoke to them several times. I mean, the guys sent me photos. I mean, they did so much for me. I mean, they treated me really well. You know, and I'm sure that behind the scenes, oh, what, this guy again? But yeah, no, a guy called Jazz particularly. I mean, yeah, they're just such nice people to deal with.
So they're located in the United Kingdom?
Yes, they are. Yeah, near Leicester, Newark.
Now, did you get the 5-finger discount, or like what?
No.
Do you care to share your?
No discount.
So this piece was full price, huh?
I paid ticket price.
Wow.
Price. And I was happy to do so. I was happy to do so. I could have got one a little cheaper on the grey market. I know that. I had a look on Chrono 24. You know, the same as probably everybody else does. But no, I just wanted it to be right, because this for me is. I mean, a lot of people have Grail watches that are, you know, Rolex or Pateks and stuff like that, which is a different league again. But for me, this is my Patek.
Right.
For me, it doesn't get any better than that. So yeah, I wanted it to be right, and if that meant spending a bit more money, then so be it.
Well, we got quite a few people in the comments. Want to welcome everybody here and want to give you each a shout out. So we have David Schwartz, welcome from the Schwartz Force. We got Peter C. We've got my fiance Janny Eileen. We've got the Mad Watch Collector. Get your watch out. Sorry, he's going to sue me for that one.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I think he's got that copyrighted at this point. We got Kevin S. Thank you very much for joining us. And did I miss anybody? All right. Well, we're getting to Jody. It always goes right back to Jody. That's why this guy's got so many subscribers. Very deservedly so, by the way. Jody from Just One More Watch. So, but it always goes back to him when a video's over. That's pretty funny. We got Bobby Legs. Welcome, Bobby. So we got Kevin said he also likes the steel and gold version Black Bay. Absolutely. Yeah. You can't go wrong with any version Black Bay for sure.
No, definitely. I mean, especially people with smaller wrists, and they get that 58. I mean, that 58 is such a sweet watch.
Right. Janny Eileen, my fiance, asked if Average Joe can borrow the
send it over for review.
Now, I heard a rumor about you possibly coming to the States. Is that true? And if so, would you be bringing your Black Bay and allowing Average Joe to at least put it on his wrist and maybe doing a review?
Well, once they open up the travel again, then yes, that is definitely something that we want to do.
Right.
I mean, I've never been to the States. My wife's never been, and my daughter Abby, she's definitely coming with us.
Awesome.
Because the States, she says, yeah, is definitely on her bucket list. Thanks, Russell. So yes, that is a plan once they open up the travel, and of course I'll be bringing the Black Bay. I mean, why wouldn't I? Can you review it? Absolutely.
Oh man, that just made my day, buddy. And for that, you can review any watch in my collection, and you don't have to break into my house to do so, like some, as you know. So,
well, I'll get my hands on one of those Breitlings.
We got Terry. Welcome, Terry. How you doing, buddy? And we got Matt from Rock the Watch. Thanks for coming on, brother. What did I just say, brother? My tongue got tied there for some reason. So now that we got a good amount of people in, I wanted to I actually have a little surprise for Adrian. It's only going to take 20 seconds because this actually brings me into another segment of the show. So Would you like to see what it is, my buddy, my friend?
Yeah, you've got me intrigued. And you said earlier on that you had a surprise for me. What have you got up your sleeve?
Well, what I like about the way that we have this structured is I could actually see your reaction in real time while the video is playing. So this is something that I've been meaning to do for a while, but I wanted to wait until we got you on. So so you guys can see that. There we go. And I just want to make sure we got the volume up, and we will play it. So let me make sure the volume's up. Yes, sir. All right, you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Well, there you go, man. That is from Adrian Sales and family. Oh, did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
Nobody heard anything? Oh, we got to do it again. What happened there? Let's try that again. The visuals look pretty good, though, right?
Visuals are fine.
Man, that completely ruined it. All right, let's see if we can figure this out here. No volume, huh? Can't hear that?
No volume. Nope.
Ah. Why do we have to have technical difficulties? No volume, huh? All right. Well,
you have to work on that.
That didn't work out too well. How come we had it on the last one? We had it on your Tudor Black Bay. Let me get rid of that one and try it one more time. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here, but we'll try it. We'll try it one more time. Nothing?
No. No sound.
No volume? All right.
But now you're doing that and you want the volume. I'm pretty sure I know what that is.
I don't know what happened there. We had volume before, and now we don't. Okay. Well, that's a bummer, but the show must go on. So that was the new introduction to Average Joe Watch Reviews. And unfortunately, and yes, Brian Trump, you're absolutely correct. That was the painful scene with that torch with the Cassia Chronicles. Which oh, there was no sound on the Tudor video as well. You didn't hear sound on that one either?
Yeah, okay. I had sound.
You had sound. All right. Well, we'll figure that out offline another day, but at least we had some visuals. So that is the new introduction to Average Joe Watch Reviews. And the reason why I showed it is because Adrian and family, I call it the almost like the Partridge Family. They actually wrote music for our 20-second new intro, and I wanted to introduce it here live, but all you guys got was a visual. So you're just going to have to tune in to Average Joe Watch Reviews to watch the new intro.
The next review.
So you guys wrote the composition. It's totally an original.
Yeah.
Do you want to walk through how you guys went about that? I mean, how much time it took, what it takes to write something like that?
It was from the initial idea. I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, and I spoke to my son Lewis, who actually plays in the band, the rock band that I'm in. So we kind of sat down, and I've got like a drum machine. And that's where we began, and kind of what kind of style we wanted to go with. So that's where it started, and then after that, Abby came up with that little melody in the background. Mm-hmm. Just a little, which nobody's heard yet. They will soon. Yeah. And then just kind of record it a piece at a time. Start with the drums, And actually, I did it slightly back to front because I then put some guitar down as reference,
Right.
and then some bass guitar, and then we overlaid a couple of other guitars on it and piano. The whole process took, I would say, until I was happy with it, probably around about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks. Not obviously not doing it all the time, but basically weekends, and I'd sit and fiddle during the evening sometimes. And the last thing to go down was Nikita's vocals,
Which really gave it that personal touch. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I actually include that in a lot of my backgrounds.
I have noticed it.
You
Yeah,
have noticed that, okay.
yeah.
Now, is that link that I pasted? Is anybody able to click on that? Because I'm not the most tech savvy here. So that is the link to Adrian's channel. So let me know if you guys are able to use that. Otherwise, I'm trying to figure out here how to share your page here. So do you want to tell everybody what made you start a YouTube channel? Because I mean, it seems like, you know, everybody's got a different story, and you've grown pretty quick over the last, oh man, over the last month, I would say you've grown pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, probably since Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think led to your most recent jump, but also what got you started?
Well, what got me started? There's this guy I met on Instagram, and by the name of Average Joe, strangely, and he had a YouTube channel, and I'd been following pretty much from day one, and quite often I wanted to comment, but I was always a bit nervous. In the end, I commented on a video. And you were like, you know, what? So where's your channel? You know, you're pointing out things that I've missed. Yeah, this is great. So it's entirely your fault, because you wouldn't let it rest.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I think I said maybe one day. I think I said, and that one day actually came fairly quickly after. I mean, you just wouldn't leave it. Yeah, pretty much every time I commented, you say, "Come on, man, come on."
That is a true story. Peter C just subscribed, so you got one more subscriber. Thank you so much.
Peter.
Anyone else who's in the comments who has not subscribed to my buddy, please click on this link. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it, but copy and paste it and please subscribe. That would make my day, and I'm pretty sure
make my day.
I'm pretty sure it would make Adrian's day as well. So
yes, it would. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you very much, everybody. Without the Watch Fam, there absolutely would not be, we would not be living our dreams. Because let's be honest with you, I love what I do, and I know you do, and that's exactly why I was on you about it, because I saw that you had a talent. Because you made up a video, and I saw how your presentation skills were, but more importantly, I saw how passionate you were about watches. I'm like, this guy needs to get this channel started, man. So glad you finally did.
I've watched some of those early videos. I watched one again the other day, actually, and I mean, the early videos were terrible. I mean, the aspect ratio was awful, and I was so slow and deliberate in what I said, and it was almost painful to watch some of those. And I really, there's a couple of those watches that I did early on I really want to go back and redo. Right. I won't take the original the original videos down, but what I might do is kind of revisit. There's, I think, probably 2, maybe 3 of them. I think that they're well worth going back over and having another look at.
Well, you know me, I like to recycle some of my stuff too in new and exciting ways, because let's be honest, with the Casio Chronicles, for instance, I spent 30 hours on each episode, and I didn't get the reaction I thought I would get, which, look, that's the way it always works out, right? In your own head, it's $1 million idea, and you put it out there, and it's about $1.50. So what I decided to do is, all right, I doubled in size since the last time I tripled in size since the Casio Chronicles. So let me put out a new way of doing it. So I did like a top 5 reasons the F91 is tougher. And I put the clips in from Casio Chronicles. And you could do the same thing with your videos. You know, you can completely recycle it, but also kind of refresh it. So I see that there's absolutely no shame in that game. And, oh, you got another sub. Look at that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We got a questioner from Terry Fenner. He just received his first kinetic Seiko, which actually was my first Seiko, and I still have it to this
Shortcuts.
day. Well, the shortcut for me, which I don't know if it's really a shortcut, but I just basically take the watch and I just sit there and just go like this for 30 seconds. And that gets it jump started enough to where it'll tick like every couple seconds like that, so that at least it's working. And then just wear it on your wrist. And if you wear it on your wrist for a day or two, the tick will actually start going one at a time. So that's how I do it. Is that a shortcut? I don't know. I mean, maybe if you're hammering a nail, maybe that'll be your shortcut. You know,
I've often wondered about those kinetic watches, whether they would work, whether they'd be enough movement if you put them in a watch winder. Does that work?
No, they do not work. So if you put a kinetic in an actual watch winder, it does not charge it. It has to actually have a certain movement. And there's actually a video on YouTube where a guy actually has a drill, and he actually invented a way of charging his kinetic. So maybe a drill.
Well, it worked.
It worked. He actually made a watch box that had like a drill mechanism, but it was something where like it would turn and then it would bounce and then turn and bounce. And it was like his own little watch box. And you can look that up on YouTube, actually. It's actually pretty cool. So yeah. So is it really a shortcut? I don't know. I mean, hopefully we gave you a little bit of insight there. So we got Ross P Ross back in the building.
Hey, P Ross. Just got 1,000 subscribers.
Well done, well deserved.
Yeah, well done, P. Well deserved.
He is still the coolest talking YouTuber, and I still hold true. And I know I said this on their podcast actually it was about a year or two ago. Still, man, this guy, he's very entertaining. I love watching his stuff, and really good guy. So well deserved. P Ross in the building. Thank you for joining us, my friends. And let's see what else we got going on here. Wayne Turner. Oh, here we go. Before we get to that, I've heard a toothbrush charger trick. Well, if you did, Terry, please post that on YouTube, and maybe you'll start a YouTube channel yourself. And then you can give Adrian credit for doing that. So
this guy.
Here we go. Just wear it every couple of days, or alternatively buy a kinetic watch winder, which I didn't know they actually had.
Oh, right.
Did you ever hear of a kinetic
thing?
Yeah. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's interesting.
Yeah, not heard of those.
Yeah. So Wayne Turner, we actually connected just a little bit ago. He actually emailed me and was very gracious enough to offer sending a watch in for review from his collection. Now, I've already had Clam Walker from YouTube and also Instagram. He's also known as DP Walker. He sent in his Casio, which I know you guys saw the Casio Full Metal Jacket review or modification that I did on the channel. Adrian, there's a lot of good people, and you, which, by the way, let's do a wrist check, because that kind of leads me into this. Adrian actually
the Accurist.
He sent me this in as a gift, because they have Accurist over in the UK, but not so much here in America. And Adrian was very, very kind enough to send me a Panda to keep. And I love this watch. So I want to thank you again for sending this in. So this is the wrist.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Yes.
And it's not a one-way street. And I'm not wearing it today, as you know, because this is what I'm wearing today.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But you are wearing some Average Joe swag.
I am.
Yes.
I am.
There it is.
Yeah, the Average Joe T-shirt.
Man, representing.
But yes, I have to hand. Average Joe very kindly sent me this as well, which is a limited edition piece from Sangamon Watches.
Yes, and that is the
Mother Road.
That is the Mother Road, and that is one of the nicest leather straps I have seen a watch that came from the factory, bar none. Would you agree with that?
So absolutely, it is so comfortable. Conform to the wrist straight away. None of that stiffness that you sometimes get sort of here. You know, it was I mean, I think actually probably the best stock strap I've ever come across.
What's everybody else in the chat wearing? We have Justin EDC. He's wearing his Islander.
Oh, Islander, nice.
Blue dial with the fluted bezel and the 90-15 movement. So I've been hearing a lot about these Islanders. You have any thoughts on the Islander?
I don't actually know much about them. It's I'm trying to think of the YouTube channel that
Mark over at
Long Island Watches. Yeah,
I know that channel.
Yeah, but I do hear very good things about him and very good things about his watches as well. I know that is it Wristwatch Weirdo? He's got quite a few of them.
Yeah,
Buddha guns, and he loves them. But yeah, I hear really good things about them.
Well, Wayne, you may actually have a couple friends here send you watches. You never know, man. You never know. I never expected it. So
can happen.
It can happen, man. We have a Timex Welton. Timex Welton. I'm gonna actually look that one up and share it on the screen because
I think I'd have to look that up as well.
I'm not familiar. So let's see. The white dial. Oh, either way, let's get all fancy here and let's share the screen here and show and see. I think this is it. The Timex Welton.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That looks like
vintage.
That looks like very vintage, like a railroad type, like a trench watch even. Is that gray? Okay, so imagine this one in gray. But yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful watch.
Yeah, that's a really good watch.
Wayne, does it have this, I guess, steampunk like leather strap that goes with it? I would probably take that piece off and just do, but I don't know. Does that give it this trenchiness?
Yeah, it gives it the kind of World War I sort of look to it. That Bund strap, I think they call those, don't they? Is it Bund?
I don't know. Oh, you know what? I could actually read
38 mil.
Let's read and see what it says here.
Oh, there's a gray one.
There's a gray one there, yeah. $77. Not too bad there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
38 millimeter. It's got that Indiglow nightlight, which is beautiful. So the whole dial just like lights up. So really beautiful. That's a good choice. And you know what? I love this oversized onion crown as well. That's a real good choice. Anybody else got a watch that you want to share? Because this is actually a really cool idea, Adrian. This is giving me some
ideas. It's a really good idea. Yeah.
I never knew that one even existed. So thank you for sharing. And we actually have some fans of the Welton here. And we also have my buddy Steve from the Watch Corner.
Yeah, now he'll know about this kind of style. This is right up his street.
And they call that a bun strap, by the way.
Bund
strap. Not like James Bond.
No.
So My fiance, Janny Eileen, is wearing the Average Joe Scoggin Diver. I think you guys seen that on review.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've seen the review on that. That's actually a really good looking watch. Got some good loom on it as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And welcome, Eve. Want to thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, hi, Eve.
Thank you very much, Ollie from the Philippines. Did I say that correctly? Either her or my fiance will correct me because they're both Filipina. So let's get back to you, Adrian. I mean, we have you as a special guest today. We want to get to know you a little bit. So, again, like you did the whole music thing for us for the channel. Let me see if I could actually let's do this here. Let me see if maybe we can hear it. Can you hear that?
No.
No? Okay. I give up on that. I figured
you'll have to play it out through your speakers. Let your microphone pick it up.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's try this. You guys ready? Let's do this. You let me know if this works. All right, here we go. So this is Adrian's band. We call it the Sales family because this is not disclosed. All right, here we go. Ready? Can you hear that? We good?
Yeah, we can hear it.
All right, so that was just a little snippet of. You know what? Let me see if I can join them both together now. All right. I'm determined here, man. I'm determined. All right. So we're going to do it with sound. Now, did the sound come in okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously got whatever is going on the video in there as well, hasn't it?
Okay, yeah. All right. So we'll do it again. All right, you guys ready? This is the new introduction, new intro for Average Joe Watch Reviews with Adrian Sales family. They wrote the song for the intro. Here we go. All right, there you go. So let's get rid of that now. So we finally got that. We plug myself back in. And
there you go.
There we go. All right. So we got some love. We got some love. Thank you very much, everybody. Definitely. So what happened was Adrian and his family wrote the music. And I asked him, I said, I gave him full range. I said, I didn't give them any indication of what I want. I said, you guys are the artists. No. Make them
actually made it quite hard.
Right. But I loved how you guys made it so personal that you took my tagline that there's always time to be kind to one another and you put it into a song. So when I heard it for the first time, I got goosebumps, man. It was incredible. And the fact that it just plays on. Always time to be kind. It's so like it almost becomes like subliminal. And so what happened was I took your song and I took the chunkiest, obviously what would you call it? You don't call it a punch line.
Well, the hook line.
The hook line. There you go. And the fact that your wife said Average Joe Watch Reviews, I was like, all right, that's a perfect start to the intro. And of course, it started off at like a minute, which is way too long for an intro.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get it down to 20 seconds, and I was actually successful in doing that. I wanted to include a little bit about the Casio Chronicles. I wanted to include, obviously, the fire, from there. I wanted to include my baby, Madison. So when I say there's always time to be kind, and she goes, okay. I just find that funny. And when she watched it, every time she watches it, she laughs. So that was my indication that we have a good product here. Cool. And of course, I had to leave, the whole scrolling Average Joe on there because that is how baby Madison, when she hears that, she stops what she's doing and she's not here right now, so I have to do this. And she's just like, she's like, where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? So it's, I had to give you guys a ton of credit that the song came out so much better than I could have imagined. It's so personal.
Well, thank you.
And so you guys watch out for that in future episodes of Average Joe Watch Reviews. Probably coming. So I have a couple in the queue that's not going to have that intro, but after I get those out, get those aired, it should happen within the next couple of weeks. So I wanted to debut it here with you, Adrian. So thank you so much for doing it.
It was our pleasure. It really was.
Yeah. So again, anybody that's in the chat, please subscribe to Adrian Sales, his YouTube channel. He is awesome, and I actually have the link. Let me go up here again. I have people subscribe to you already. I almost feel like this is one of those Jerry Lewis fundraiser things where like we're trying to get you to 500 by the end of the show. Can we do it?
Oh, that's a long way to go.
Guys. Copy and paste that into your browser and just give him a subscribe, please, 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 please.
Thank you, thank you.
We got Mr. Ken Spear. Ken, where are you from again? I keep forgetting. And this is like a little personal joke that we have because he always says Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh. So I always mess around with him. He's a Pittsburgh boy, so he's actually about 4 hours from where I live in Philadelphia area. So I think one day me and Ken can probably get together and talk watches. So Ken, that offer's on the table. Today he's wearing his NHT Nazario Azzurro. All right, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, you have to get that one up because I don't know what that is.
I have to get that one up. So you mind going through Google together? Let's do it.
Let's have a look.
All right, so we'll get on to Google here. And let me share my screen. Man, I feel all fancy now, man.
Yeah, you're getting really, really clever now.
Now that I know how to do this, this is great. All right, so you can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now I just have to learn how to spell this stuff here. So that was Nazario Azzurro. Oh boy. All right.
NTH.
All right, can you spell? Just spell it for me a while because I can't keep going back and forth.
Well, you've got NTH.
NTH.
TH, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then Nazario, NA. And as you're an American, I guess that'll be a Z.
Z.
Not a Z.
A Z.
ARIO.
There it is. And what was the last? Azzurro. Here it is.
Azzurro, yeah.
All right, let's see what this thing looks like. We'll go with images, and there we are. So
is that the California dial?
It's got some nice lume, and look at that. You've got the Roman numerals at the top. So that's the California dial. Indeed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a good looking watch. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you can stay, Ken.
And you also have, look at that. You even have the lighted bezel. Oh, look at that.
The lume bezel, yeah.
And
loomed on the crown.
How cool is that?
That's
Thank
cool.
you for sharing. This is fun. Anybody else have a watch that they want to share? Or shall I say wrist watch check? Come on. What else you guys got going on down there? Let's see. Terry wants to subscribe. Let me subscribe to your guest. What's the channel again, Joe? So it is somewhere in time. And let me see here. Let me just put up the banner here. So there you go. Somewhere in time, Adrian Sales. Honestly, Terry, if you go on to any one of my videos, Adrian is a huge supporter of my channel, and I love him for it. Just go down in the chat section. It's probably easier than finding him on YouTube because I have a hard time finding your channel, buddy. I don't know what it is. They hide you. They hide you somewhere. So
well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So my suggestion to anybody that wants to subscribe to Adrian, go into one of my chats in my videos, any one of my videos, and you'll see somewhere in time, click on him and subscribe. That's the easiest way I can tell you to do it.
Thank you.
Please. Yes.
Thank you for the shout out. Multiple shout outs. Thank you.
And look at this. So definitely will subscribe.
Thank you, Terry.
And Steve's wearing his Seiko
Recraft. Yes, I've seen his picture on Instagram today. Yeah, looks cool on that. He's got a is it a custom NATO he's got on it as well?
Thank you, Steve. He said we're the two most humblest, best guys.
Thank you.
Even though I don't agree for me, but this guy right here, sure. Thank you though. I have to take the compliment though. But yeah, Steve over at the Watch Corner, he's been doing a lot of IG lives. Actually, you were on his show on Friday.
Yes, I was. Yeah, we ended up doing 2 in the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a bad back and he had to walk 5 miles.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's great that he get the exercise and he can stretch his back out and do a part 2. Kudos. But very engaging conversation. I love you guys YouTube or IG lives. Always want to tune into those. So anybody that's on Instagram, definitely again, you are on there as well, but you are somewhere in time 1304.
1304, yeah, because somebody had already taken somewhere in time.
Oh, where does the 1304 come from?
That's my birthday.
So you are
you do it the wrong way round.
Right. No, you do it the wrong way. So you're April 13th.
No,
right?
you do.
That's funny. Because for us, it would be 0413.
Yeah.
And you guys do it, you just completely do it the opposite. So
yeah, well, we have to.
So my birthday is actually 0902. February 9th, which is coming up in 2 days. Average Joe is going to be. Does anybody have any guesses? And you know what? Let's not. I don't even want to play that game. Let's not even do that. Average Joe is going to be 43. Before anybody guesses, I'm 43 years. I'm going to be 43 because I don't want to be insulted down in the comments. I'm really just inviting people just to flood the comments with.
Well, that's okay. You've got a way to go to catch up with me.
Look at this. I already have one smart guy right here. Look at that, 45. Unbelievable. I can always count on Steve to bring me up. Thank you, Van.
Yeah. Well, I've got a big one coming up this year. Big birthday for me.
I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to insult you. Do you want to share what the big one's going to be?
60.
Wow. See, I would have never guessed 60 though, man. And you know what it is about you? Is you're just a spunky dude. You're a rock and roller. You're full of energy, and no one would ever suspect you to be 60 years old.
My wife says that she kind of looks at me as I'm ageless.
I guess you're kind of like Benjamin Button. You're kind of going backwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, everybody, for birthday wishes. Appreciate that. Same age as Tom Brady. Who, me? Or Adrian? Because I
don't know who Tom Brady is.
Oh, right. So Adrian, today is Super Bowl Sunday here in America, and this is for football, not footy. Okay. So I'm talking about
your version of football with the wrong shaped ball.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, where you don't use your feet.
It's fat in the middle. You use your feet for the field goals and punting. So let me just explain this to you real quick. And I know we'll probably lose a couple people, but maybe not in the UK. Maybe you guys are interested. But we have a thing called a field goal post. And that's the time when we kick it through that post, which is probably, I would say, at least the bottom bar is a good 10 feet up in the air. And the posts are another at least 20 feet up. And you got to kick it through the posts, which are not very wide. And you get 3 points for that. The other thing is with football, the team has to get the football to the other side into the end zone. And then you get 6 points. and then you kick it again, and you get an extra point. So it's a very, very bad way of explaining it, but I think that's about all I can do at this point with
it sounds a bit like what we call rugby.
Yes, it actually is very similar to rugby, except we have downs instead of like in rugby, you get tackled and then you have like a mad scramble for the ball and someone comes out of it and they run again and they tackle them again. I think football is more of a organized rugby game in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are obviously some differences, but it's really funny. And then Peter C's like, don't pick on our football. Try to explain cricket.
Cricket.
Cricket's a lot like American baseball.
No, cricket's boring. It's terrible.
Yeah,
cricket takes too long.
I mean, I don't know much about it, so I don't have much of an opinion about it. But from what I understand, it's a lot like American baseball, which basically you take a bat and a ball, you throw it, you hit, and you run, and you're trying to. The whole goal is to get around and score a run. But again, cricket's. I don't know. What's the goal of cricket?
Well, to see who can get the most runs during the course of a game.
Okay.
And if you knock it out of the boundary, you get automatically get 4 runs, and 1 run is 2 guys because they have to pass each other. I used to play it at school, but
and you guys like go back and forth, right? Like we have a diamond, so you have to run. So it's first base, second base, third base, home plate. Okay. So for you guys, it's like up and back is 1 run.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They run past each other. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, I'm sure people aren't here to hear us talk about cricket and rugby, but really. Today is a big day for America because we have 2 teams in football that come together for the title, the Super Bowl championship. So, and this is actually, I know I'm losing viewership. This is actually the biggest day for commercials as well. So this is where Coke and Pepsi and all those guys put out their multi-million-dollar commercials for this one day. And this is the most expensive, probably one of the most viewed shows of the year is the Super Bowl in America. So everybody will be glued to their TVs tonight around 6 p.m. So, and obviously Steve at the Watch Corner, he's a big Bucks fan. Even though I know he's from Baltimore and he loves the Ravens, he's kind of jumping what we call the bandwagon. But we won't go into that. And of course, you got to carry out wings and pizza and pizza as well. So, which you guys have.
I know Steve's excited for it. He's been chatting to me about it today, or for the last few days. He keeps mentioning it.
That's right. So let's get back into watches. I know that I know you wanted to talk about a couple brands that have really gotten under your skin.
A little bit. Yeah.
And a little bit, right? A little bit. So I wanted to bring them up onto the screen and talk about them a little bit. So the first one we were talking about was the Heimdallr. And for some reason, I'm not seeing it right now. So let me bring it back up again. Because, well, let's get into Heimdallr. What's the bone you need to pick with Heimdallr?
Well, I mean, they do this copy of, that's all the only way I can describe it, of an affordable Seiko. And I can't understand why. The Seiko Monster, which is in UK money is around about £400. Right. And these things are just over half that. Why would you want something that's not the real thing but looks identical? The only difference is they got a shark on the dial instead of the word Seiko.
Absolutely.
and it to me, if you're £100 short, just wait a little while longer and have a real one. I don't understand what Heimdallr is all about. I mean, this is another one that they do, which is the Citizen Fugu?
Citizen Fugu. Is this one here?
That's the one that you've got up on the screen, yeah.
Yeah. Let me switch that one out. What about this guy here?
That's the same thing, yeah. But it's the same thing. You know, these are affordable watches from the proper watch brand.
Here we go. How about this one? I
don't know what that is. Is that an SKX?
That looks like SKX, isn't it? It looks like an SKX, but it's a Heimdallr. This
is what I don't get about Heimdallr. I mean, I know that people buy them, people love them, and they say that the quality is better than Seiko, etc., etc.
Right.
But I'm sure the quality is fine, but I don't get copying an already affordable watch. If a watch is multiple thousands of pounds, or even 1,000, and they can make something that looks the same for half the money or even less, then I kind of get that. I get that. I mean, I've got the Steel Dive 1970, which is basically a one-to-one copy of the Seiko Prospects, the Willard, and
right.
The Willard the Seiko is £1,000 plus, whereas the Heimdallr, the Steel Dive, is, I think it was 120, and it's a well-made watch. There it is. That's on the left of the screen.
Monster.
That's the monster.
Yes.
There we go. And why would you spend $179?
Yeah, and they also have the orange. Check that out.
Yeah.
The blue. They have all colors, man.
Yeah, they do, and I'm sure that they're a fine watch. But for me personally, I'd rather have a Seiko for all its flaws, because it is an affordable watch, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's go back to this Heimdallr here. This one looks a lot like the Turtle that I have here. Now, Seiko
it's even called the SKX.
Now, this one is, yeah, it's true.
How could they do that?
Now, yeah, I mean, it's more like a turtle, don't you think? I mean, it's not as pronounced on the dial or the case, but it does have that. I think it has more of a turtle look. So
yeah.
So my turtle costed just around $350. So for $150, you can get this Heimdallr SKX Master Drive. Let's take a look at some of the specs here, okay? It actually comes with, now here's the kicker. You're getting a Heimdallr that's copying a Seiko, right? But it's got, check this out, a Japanese NH36A movement. Yeah. Who makes the Japanese NH36 movement?
Well, it's Seiko, isn't it? I mean, it's
right. So, all right. So you're copying Seiko's design. You're putting a Seiko movement in it. You got 316L stainless steel. You have the black insert, ceramic dial, which actually ceramic bezel insert with luminous
ceramic bezel. Yeah.
So you're getting an upgrade, Adrian, because this is the aluminum.
Aluminum insert. Yeah.
There you go. I never know how to say that word. Say that again.
Like that. Aluminium.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And I'll have to learn how to say that word one of these days. Let's see. We have sapphire glass with AR coating.
Yeah, which you don't get with Seiko.
Exactly. You're getting 200 meters of water resistance, which is actually on par with my Turtle.
Yep.
Here's another really funny thing here. It's got
I don't know what that is.
Japan Super Luminova C3. Now that one sounds like a lawsuit to me because the only super I know of comes from Switzerland.
Yes, it does.
So, I mean, you've got a mess of a watch here, but I have to admit, this watch is, I mean, at least on paper, let's be honest, on paper, it is spec'd out better than the Turtle.
Yeah.
So, you know me, I'm not a fan of I'm not going to say the H word. I'm not a fan of.
No, because that'll cost you $10.
It'll cost me $10. That's my New Year's resolution, to not say that word with the H. So I'm not a fan of clomages. All right. And Ken Spears, like, you need to start saying Woodard properly too. Well, I'm saying Woodard properly, but it's in Philadelphia way. That's how Philadelphians say it. Water. There you go. Every time I try to focus on how I say it, I always say it a different way. Wooder. Wooder. That's how we say it here. Wooder.
I don't know how we say it. Water. Yeah.
So with this Heimdallr, on paper, it looks like it's spec'd out a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I cannot stand behind a company that is completely copying this watch to a T. I mean, do you agree with that? Obviously, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I mean, I can talk about this one because I've got a Seiko Monster, $179, which is, I don't know what's that, 140-ish pounds.
Okay.
Where are we? There's the Seiko, which was £100 more.
Right.
But it's the real thing.
The real deal.
It's the Seiko.
It's an original.
It doesn't have a shark on the dial.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, that has probably got sapphire crystal. It's a stainless steel bezel on them, so the ceramic is neither here nor there. But it'll have a Seiko movement in it. I'm sure that's got the NH36 in it, the same as their version of the SKX. All I'm saying is that if watches at this price point, I don't understand why there's such a kind of ongoing thing where they're being copied so much when the price disparity doesn't warrant it.
Yeah, I say no homage on this, right? I like
no
that. I like that
word. Yes, you can say that.
So, Russell, how did it get away with that? That's a really good question.
I don't know.
In any other industry, if you copy something like this to a T, and also, let's just say a car industry, all right? I always like to go back to the car industry. Now, in the watch industry, what we typically see, like with Pagani Design, for instance, is they copy the design of the watch, but they put in, well, actually, Pagani Designs is putting in Seiko movements, but they're copying Rolex. They're copying Tag Heuer. They're copying Omega, right? But in this case, they're taking it even a step further, and they're not only copying the watch case, design, dial, everything, they're also putting a Seiko movement in it.
Yeah, putting the Seiko movement, it makes my brain want to explode.
And then they're undercutting that in price. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
I would still rather I would rather wait. If I had £150 in my pocket and I really, really wanted a watch, I mean, I'd wait. It's only another 100. It's not like it's not like you've got to go to thousands, is it?
Right.
Like if somebody wanted a Willard, which is 1,000, which I'll probably get told off for. I think it's overpriced. The Seiko Prospects Willard at 1,000. It's too much. So I understand why people would buy the steel line. I get that. I've got one.
Now, does yours say at ease on the front though? Because this one says at ease.
No, so you see, that's another thing. There's various versions of it, because the one I've got says steel dive.
Right.
Okay. But
so
and it's a decently made watch. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's well made. I can't fault it for that. But I don't know.
Man, it's so frustrating because this one says at ease. Yours says steel drive. Another person might have San Martin. So who's producing these cases? And just basically what they're doing is they're just selling it to people and putting their own labels on them, and they're selling them out under their own brand. And
they are, but there's another side to this, I think, where it gets really, really bad, particularly with the monsters, because I've seen them on eBay UK where people have they've got these Heimdallers and they've put a Seiko dial in it.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that's even taking it even another step.
You can't do that. Stop it.
Look at the look at the specs on this this Captain Willard. It's got the NH35, so it's got the Seiko movement, 41 hour of power reserve, 316L. It's got the sapphire crystal with the AR coating. This one actually says Swiss C3 green, and it's got the BGW9 blue Super Luminova.
Yep, they do.
So you agree with that, like, because you had it.
Yeah.
All for $128.
Mm-hmm.
And guys like me wonder why people love these watches. I mean, look, they're. I personally don't like them, but I understand why people go for these watches, because let's be honest, if you are a thrifty shopper and you want the best bang for your buck, why not go for one of these?
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I know that you won't buy one. I'm going to send this one to you for you to review.
Okay, I'll do that.
At least you can then go hands on with it, and you can see for yourself, the quality, all the rest of it, and then make of it what you will.
Here's another.
Make your own mind up.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you very much for that offer. I will definitely do that, and I'll compare it against one of my Seikos, because there's actually a really good point here that I actually failed to mention from Sanford, and he's actually talking about the Seiko QC issues. So,
agreed.
Look, let's be honest. I've also heard QC issues with Pagani Designs, for instance, right? Now, I don't know enough about Steel Drive or the Heimdallers or the Captain Willards to speak on. I think the only thing that I can't get past is the fact that they are clomaging them, and you can't get away with that in the real world outside of the watch world. So, again, I bring up cars. If you have a genuine $230,000 Ferrari, and then you have someone who then has a kit car, which they do, and they don't get sued for this because they do all the work themselves. They have they have kits for the cars, but they don't put a Ferrari engine in it. Okay, they put like a V8 Chevrolet engine in it. Yeah. They stretch the chassis. It's a little bit different, but in the watch world, I mean, you're seeing just a complete, utter copy, and yet they're kind of getting away. They're definitely getting away with it.
The steel dives and the Addies, I mean, they're not without their QC issues.
Right.
There's a guy called he's got a YouTube channel called Time in the UK, and I know that he's had some QC issues with both steel dive, I think Addies as well, with chapter rings not lining up. Exactly the same things that Seiko have.
Right.
I mean, this one is not without a QC issue. I won't tell you what it is. I'll see if you can spot it when it arrives.
Yeah, that'll actually be fun. That Irakanji.
I need to get one of those.
That is a fun watch, beautifully done. But did you know that Seiko has a version of that case for the Irakanji diver? I actually learned of this the other day. I won't name the person who gave me the information because I don't want to throw him under the bus if he didn't want me to mention him. But he actually sent me over a picture of the Seiko Irakanji, it looks like. So check this out and tell me.
Look
at
very similar. Yeah.
Look at the lugs.
Yeah.
Look at the case.
But
now
there's also
this is the bottle cap though. So let's be honest. Like Matthew and Sons did not rip this case or rip this whole watch off. I mean, they took inspiration, it looks like, from this watch, which everybody does, right?
It's either that or Oris, because Oris have one with a similar case shape.
Exactly. So you have Oris, you have Seiko, and we have Matthew and Sons. Let's be honest. When you're a micro brand, you have to take. You can't just take a completely original idea, and because you need gigafactories and this and that, so you have to have at least something that's already existing, and then make modifications to it, possibly. So who better to take inspiration from? And I don't know if this is what he did, but it appears that maybe Seiko took a key or some cues off of Oris, and then maybe Matthew and Sons took a little bit of a cue off of either Oris or Seiko bottle cap here. There's nothing wrong with that because he made an original watch, right?
Yeah. I mean the rest of it is all new design, isn't it? And there's their own feel in it as well, isn't there? It's not a copy. It's not one of those. Right.
There's a lot of people that really are digging the Irakanji. It really is a really great watch.
I just don't know what color to get. I need to get one.
Would you guys like to see the Irakanji? Okay, I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Adrian, you want to take over for a second?
Yeah, I was just saying
my watch.
I need.
My watch case is right in front of me, so I'll get it. Give me 1 second.
You're gonna run away and leave me. Yeah, I want one of these, and they got some really fantastic colours, and I don't know which one to get. So what might be quite fun is I don't know if any of you guys know the Irakanji. I know Russell's in there somewhere. What colour should I get? There we go. Look at that.
I think you need to get the purple.
The purple. I don't know if I'll be allowed a purple. That'll be the only one I'm not allowed because my wife hates purple. You're frozen.
Awesome colors there. Are we back? We're back.
Yeah, you're back. You froze for a minute.
So this one has the crown at the 10 o'clock position. So you can also opt for that. But I mean, when I look at the two cases side by side between this and Seiko, I mean, there's definitely, I mean, the lugs here are definitely, they actually taper down more on this one than on the Seiko. And there's actually better brushwork on this Irakanji. And you also don't have the whole bottle cap thing going on. So there's definitely a lot of original stuff going on here. So again, kudos to Matthew and Sons for taking a design and making it their own. I mean, you can even see the lugs there. They definitely look more pronounced going downward, so it tapers on your wrist better. So I'll show it to you on the wrist itself. So this is actually one watch that I could share with my fiance because it is truly a 42, but it doesn't wear like one because it's a 42 down to the bottom of the actual case, but the bezel is right around a 40, I believe. I believe it's a 40. So it might even be a 38, actually. I might be. So it wears smaller, but yet in my mind, it's a 42. So I feel like I'm wearing a true man's watch. But yet, right here, it's about a 38. So we can actually swap it back and forth. So it's a very versatile watch that way. Highly recommended. And their case backs are amazing. Look at that jellyfish.
They're very cool. Very cool.
The Irakanji. It is such a fun watch, man. Fun, fun, fun. So let's see what else we got here. Russell actually would recommend the Reef Blue. He has
the Reef Blue.
And actually, we have another person. Stefan is wearing his Reef right now. So,
okay, so 2 votes for the blue.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, that it is supposed to be shaped like a jellyfish. So you've got the jellyfish body, okay, and you've got these lugs that kind of stick out like tentacles. It's really a fun design, but I mean, where else would you take inspiration from than a great brand like Seiko or even Oris, right?
Yeah, I actually think that the case on that flares out a little bit more than it did on that Seiko as well.
Right.
Yeah, Steve needs one as well. Green, yeah, the green's nice.
And you know what's funny about, or not funny, but great about this brand is that their dials are absolutely polarizing. So the green is going to be like a really like emerald green. The orange is going to be like a sunburst orange. Like they're fun colors. Very kudos to Matthew and Sons, man. Seriously, really cool watches. And they actually sent me in a watch for review, the JCB Rose. So JCB is actually the initials of Matthew's grandfather. And what he did was he took inspiration from the watch that his grandfather wore and made it his own. And that's the watch that you saw me unbox, the JCB Rose. Yeah. Really cool watch. They make some really good watches. They really do.
Yeah, it did look very good. Very nice.
What about
for the Ravens?
Right? And definitely get that crown at the 10 o'clock, because what other watch are you going to be able to wear that has the crown at the 10 o'clock position? I mean, come on, guys. That's a no-brainer right there.
It would drive me nuts, but yeah, it's going to be at the 10 o'clock. Got to be.
So let me read this comment here. Let's respond to this one. The disappointment that comes with saving for a watch like Seiko is that it ends up being faulty, and the same disappointment you get from buying a bad AliExpress model. So,
no, that's true.
You know, again, a good point. You know what I mean? Like for me to buy an AliExpress model and to have something wrong with it, I eat the money, because it took, months to get here.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take months to return, and the hassle of getting it back to where it came from. So, for me, I like to buy, if I do buy from AliExpress, it's going to be something very, very cheap, so that if it does come and I don't like it, I either just give it away on the channel or give it away to somebody and just forget about it. Because honestly, I'm not going through the hassle. But you're different. I mean, you know what I mean? You live in the UK, so I'm sure AliExpress is probably a little more user friendly for you.
No, it varies. I haven't bought that much from them. I think the first thing I bought one of those Pagani things, right. The Pagani Submariner. I mean, I really don't know what to do with it. It's not my favorite watch, but you know,
I get that impression.
That took, I think, about a month. But the steel dive I actually bought from the UK, because there is Steel Dive UK. But strangely enough, Steel Dive, you can buy them on AliExpress, but I don't believe that they're supposed to. I think Steel Dive are trying to stop it.
Okay.
But what else have I had from there? Oh, Caddison. That only took 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of an advantage being overseas, whereas for me, I would rather pay a little bit more money and get it on Amazon, because I know even with you guys, you have Amazon of UK, their return policy is bar none one of the best return policies I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? I mean,
yeah.
You just can't go wrong. I mean, they have basically no nonsense return policy.
Yeah, I buy through Amazon quite a bit, and I've never had any issues with them at all.
Yeah. So honestly, in that case, all right, I can buy, let's say, a Tavis. All right. I can buy a Tavis on AliExpress for, I don't know, $20-$30, right?
Yeah.
But on Amazon, it's probably going to be closer to $50-$60. So there you think to yourself, okay, it's quite a difference. Do I want it quicker? And if I want to return it, so that's where you got to kind of weigh, do I go on Amazon and pay a little bit more? Or do I say, okay, well, the Tavis is only $20-$30. Even if I do get it, I don't like it, I can give it away. So that's where you kind of weigh it. You know what I mean? But if I'm buying a more expensive piece, I'm not going AliExpress. I mean, if something's going to be even if it's like $100 on Ali and $175 on Amazon, I'll still pay the $175 on Amazon just for that peace of mind, knowing that I have the ability to return it with no questions asked, and it won't take me a half a year to get my money back.
If at all.
If at all, you know what I mean? So I think Ali is definitely more for, and I've heard this from quite a few people in the United States that kind of steer away from Ali, that have had bad experiences in regards to things taking forever and their return policy and whatnot. But yeah, I tried Ali, and I'm just not. They had great prices, and I'm jealous that you guys can get stuff cheap and quick over there. But let's be honest, man. I try to avoid it at all costs anymore, man.
Yeah, well, I haven't looked at AliExpress for months now. I mean, I keep getting notifications from them, and it's just delete. I would rather, me personally, I would rather, and I think I've said this to you before, I would rather do things that you can buy in the high street, like Casio and stuff like that, and the Accuracy.
Right.
Well. I mean, Accuracies, to be fair, I have actually kind of ignored them for a long time, because they're known over here as a bit of a fashion brand. But I bought that one that you've got there. When I bought that, I was just so surprised with the quality, the finish, the aesthetic, and it was just, it made me look again at the brand. And they do some really nice stuff. I mean, they even do quartz, admittedly, but they do a 200-meter diver with sapphire crystal, screw down crown. You can have it on a bracelet or a rubber strap, and they do that for, I think, 70 quid. So $90, less than 100.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, pretty good.
We have a couple new people dropping in. We have Jason from Xenia Watches. Welcome.
Good watch.
He actually sent me the meteorite dial, and I'm soon going to be getting the white dial from David Schwartz when he's done with it. So I'll actually have them both, so I can kind of give you guys a side-by-side perspective of the watches. So definitely look forward to that one. From what I understand, they are indeed quality watches. So look out for that. Yeah. We have B. Callum. Xenia is definitely on his list for sure. And actually a huge congratulations to Xenia Watches for being featured in British GQ magazine.
Oh, GQ, yeah, that's quite a thing.
That's pretty impressive. So I have to give you a congratulations, Jason, for having your watches featured in GQ. That's quite a feat. So it'll be an honor, HONOUR, right, to have them on the channel. So want to thank Jason for lending them into the channel, and I'll be getting them very shortly. So, and sounds like he's as excited as I am. So, thank you. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. He's more excited about the GQ than having it on my channel. My bad.
It doesn't get any better than Average Joe's. Come on.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it absolutely does. Why do you think I'm called Average Joe, man? We're just an average watch review channel, man. See, that's the thing. Like, we got a lot of guys that are like stepping up their production game and everything. And, yeah, I have stepped up the production game a bit, but I have to stay average though, too. I have to stay true to my brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think you're ever going to be doing like really high quality production value because it's not my style. I like to just take a watch and just be hands-on with it. I like to do as little voiceover as possible because I like to give you guys an actual reaction to it in person as I'm seeing the watch and just kind of show it to you in an Average Joe fashion. And that's just, I
think that's really what makes your channel kind of stand out, because it is for the average guy. And
right.
I wouldn't say that I try and replicate that, but I don't do any voiceovers either.
Right.
Everything that I say is as I've got the watch in front of me. So yeah, I like that.
Right.
You get more. I think you get more honesty as well.
I believe so, and I think that's the ultimate compliment that I've received from multiple people is that they reach out to me and they say, "Hey, look, man, you seem like a really honest guy. Same guy behind the camera as you are in front of the camera." And that's really all I care about. That's the best compliment I can receive, is the fact that people appreciate my watch review. For me, I don't care if I had, because there's a lot of guys on YouTube that are well beyond my production quality. David Schwartz, for instance, he has really stepped up his game to, astronomical levels. And I'm not here to compete with that. You know what I mean? Like, congratulations on that. I think he's doing an awesome job at that, but I got to be me and just continue to be me, and he's being him. And there's definitely room for the two. So
yeah, definitely, yeah.
We have a special guest.
Got Madison coming in.
Special guest in the building. We have.
Say hi.
Hey, Madison.
Baby Madison Quinn.
Hey, Madison.
Look at all smiles.
Look at that smile.
She is the star of the show, man.
She definitely is. She's just stolen the show. The last hour is now hers.
I think we could do an episode with her hands in my mouth and taking off my earphones, right? We could do that. This is my life right here, man. This is the most important thing right here.
Absolutely.
And she sneaks into my videos, and you would think that those videos would really be taken off, but let's be honest with you. Let's be honest. People are here to see watches. They're not here to see Baby Madison, unfortunately. I'm in the wrong niche, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's great when she shows up.
And I do too, but let's be honest. If someone's looking at your channel to see watches, to see Baby Madison make an appearance is great for maybe a few minutes, but they don't want the whole show to be about Baby Madison. Otherwise, they're like, hey, where the watches at? So, I mean, I can't blame her for that, right? But she definitely will continue to be in my videos for as long as she is growing up. I mean, this channel has been so much fun for me that I got to keep having fun with it. And this is I just lost everybody.
Well, the thing is, it's part of what you are, isn't it? And Madison is a part of
You
your
still there?
channel. I'm wrecking everything for you. Yeah, I'm still here.
I thought she just like got everybody off here.
That's all part of who you are and all part of your channel.
But yeah, like, you know, part of like being a YouTuber is taking a really honest look at yourself. And as much as like, you know, when I have baby Madison up on, you know, my videos, I'll be honest with you, I get disappointed when her videos don't get a lot of views, but I also understand why. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm not doing a channel based off of cute baby videos.
No.
People are on our channels for a reason. They're here to see watches. They're not here to see me. They're not here to see baby Madison. They're here to see watches. So I had to take a really hard look at myself and say, okay, I need to keep that more to a minimum, but I'm still going to include it because that's where I get my enjoyment.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do understand it, and yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, but you have to take an honest look at yourself. But for you, your channel's growing, man, and you're going to be at 500 soon.
It's coming along. Yes, and there is a giveaway at 500, and I haven't announced it. Well, I've mentioned it on my channel.
Well, let's do it now. Let's announce it.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to do this now. Yes,
please.
Once we get to 500 subscribers, there is a giveaway, and it has been very kindly sent to me. We have a Gallant watch, which was sent by Average Joe. He has sponsored the giveaway. So this has come from the States over to the UK, and this will be given away once we get to 500 subscribers. And it's Swiss made. I'll get it in front of the camera so you can see it. There we go.
It's got Swiss parts movement.
Yeah, I think does it say Swiss made on there?
I don't think it says Swiss movement on it.
No, yeah. It's Swiss movement, not Swiss made. Yeah. Swiss movement.
I'm sorry, that's just me being honest again.
yeah, and me getting it wrong.
There's a difference.
Me getting it wrong.
That's okay. But look, it's still a great watch. It's got Swiss parts movements in it. So
yeah,
and it's a really nice.
It is a great watch, and it's really comfortable as well. So yes, that's going to be given away once we get to 500 subscribers, and I will detail what you've got to do to be in with a chance of winning that in a shortly to be released video. Maybe not the next one, probably the one after that. So somewhere in the next week or so. So if you head over to my channel and certainly watch the next couple of videos, you'll find out how you can be in with a chance of getting hold of that watch.
So we have 20 people watching right now. So whoever came in new, please just go into any one of my videos and look for. Let me get the banner up here. Let me get the banner. Here it is. Look for somewhere.
You've got somewhere.
Why do I have somewhere at time?
I don't know why you have that there.
we just noticed that, didn't we? All right, let's do this.
Has it been up there like that all day?
I think it was, and we just totally had it. This is what happens. This is what happens when you type stuff up at the last minute, right? And I was typing this up while I was on the chat with you too.
Yeah, if only people could see what happens before these things and in the run up.
Oh, jeez. All right, let me do a new one here. So, because I want people to I'm going to do a new banner. Subscribe. We can do this in real time. Subscribe to somewhere in time.
Yes, in time.
There we go. So, there you go.
There we go.
Is that right? So, go into any one of my videos. Adrian always comments on my videos. So, just go into any one of the comment section. Just basically tap on one of his comments, his avatar, and subscribe to his channel. That's the easiest way that I could describe doing it. Because if you try to look him up on YouTube, for some reason they have him all the way at the bottom. So you're never going to be able to find them. So if you just go into any one of my videos, click on one of the comments that he comments on, because he comments on every video. Thank you for doing that, by the way. And you'll find him. Subscribe to his channel, please. He's well deserving, and that will activate the new giveaway. So very generous of him to do so.
Very generous of you. Very generous of you.
Hey man, I just want to see you grow, because your channel is way underrated, and we need to get you some more subs so that we can get your name out there. So that's all. Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's coming up next for the channel? Like, you have anything in the mix that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Yeah, I've got the next up is I've put it up on Instagram once. There's another Accurist, but an automatic this time.
They're great watches, man. That's a good looking watch. Is that an open heart?
Yes, it is an open heart. Yeah, it's got a Miyota 8000 series automatic in it. Yeah, that's it. It's quite interesting. Very well made. So yeah, that's coming up. Seiko Samurai Save the Ocean, the great white shark. I've got one of those.
Wow.
So that'll be coming up. Also going to revisit the rotary GMT, because that's coming up for a year old, and the original video is terrible. So I'm going to revisit it and do like a year on the wrist.
That would be. I think you could take one watch and make tons of videos, as long as you're.
Oh, you can. Yeah.
As long as you're creative, you can make a ton of videos. And the other thing is, so I just got this watch in, by the way. This is from SWC, Swiss watch company.
Oh yeah, I thought it was.
There's no reflection on this thing. I mean, it's unbelievable. They have so many layers of superluminova. I'm sorry, AR coating.
AR coating, yeah.
And they also have superluminova, tons of coating of that on the indices. But this watch is, or may be, I don't know. We'll see. You'll see in the video coming up. I'm going to pit this up against the Hamilton Khaki.
Oh, what
the field watch? Yeah, I'm going to pit it. I'm going to pit it up. I'm going to pit the two up against each other, and we're going to see who the victor is. Because let me tell you something. These two watches, this one and the Hamilton, are just around the same price, but they're definitely spec'd differently.
Right.
So I'm going to put a video out showing comparing the two and seeing which one comes out victorious. So definitely stay tuned for that. So
what was that Russell said about the Pagani?
So
Russell, I'm sending the Pagani to you. Give me your address.
Who's the watch corner? PK Horology. SWC has some interesting designs indeed. Not only just interesting designs, but they have some really quality pieces. I mean,
I love their diver.
They have the best loom in the business. I mean, I'm also gonna do a video pitting because I have the diver in my possession. I'm gonna pit the diver. I'm gonna do Loom Wars. That's what we're gonna do. I want to pit their diver up against my Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean.
Ooh.
And we'll see who comes out victorious. I think I already know who the winner is of that one. And I don't want to spoil anything, but you might be surprised. They do a really good job on their loom. Let's just put it that way. Hello, Mr. Rain. What's going on there, buddy?
That may have come from that song, yes. To Mr. Rageman.
Hold on here. Hold on. Do you have a Colmage song?
Oh no. No, where the channel name came from.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, I mean, because I know all your music is completely 100% yours. You're not.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're not clamaging anybody.
No, we try not to. Try not to.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I'm just going down to comments here. See, so I'm actually going to pit up the SWC against the Field Khaki. Now, I also have another video that I'm going to be putting out pitting the Hamilton GMT khaki against my ordinary Field Khaki. So that'll be coming up too. So, Adrian, when you have a watch collection, you have tons of content. So anybody out there in the comments, if you have a watch collection, guys, start up a YouTube channel. Do what Adrian did. Just start up your YouTube channel, and all of a sudden,
I listened to Average Joe. That's what I did. I listened to this guy here.
Do you regret it?
No,
absolutely not. Right?
It has been so much fun. Do you know what the biggest thing for me? And I know so many people say this. You might think it sounds corny, but it's the guys that you meet on the way. You know, the other YouTube channels.
That is true.
And the people that you meet via Instagram, because I think YouTube and Instagram kind of, when you've got a YouTube channel, if you use Instagram right, they do work well together. And you know, I've developed some great friendships through it.
Absolutely. And as I said before, and as you get bigger, your watch collection is going to get bigger because brands are going to start sending you watches.
Ooh.
Now, I don't get to keep this one, but there's plenty of watches in my collection, like the one we just talked about, that you can keep.
The Orikanji, yeah.
I mean, this is actually seriously one of my favorite watches, and I'm honored to have been able to keep this. Now, when I first started my YouTube channel, I had absolutely no idea. I actually started my YouTube channel for the right reason, which is I have a watch collection, and I used to watch YouTube, and a lot of the reviewers would talk over my head. So right away I said, I want to give people an Average Joe. Average Joe.
There it is.
Average Joe. So that's how it all started. So now, you know, I started off with all my own watches, reviewing them, and all of a sudden you start picking up subscribers, and now, man, I mean, I'm well beyond what I thought I would ever be at. And
yeah, now I think once you got to 1,000, you were off.
Yeah. And it also helps to have an enabler in the household. So,
oh yeah, there she is.
So she helps.
And she has a watch collection as well.
And she has a watch collection as well, which I haven't even been able to even touch because I have so many of my own. But I have here and there reviewed some of her watches, like the Citizen Princess Leia limited edition.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice watch. And that's another thing, because I said to you that I didn't like or wasn't a fan of like the movie crossover thing or the movie tie-ins with things like Citizens or any watch brand. But I thought they worked really well on the one that Janie's got.
Here, look at this. Janie should do her. I mean, look, we do have a Jenny. Was it Jenny? I'm sorry.
Jenny L.
Jenny L. Right. You have alias Steve Dan.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple others, but I can't really name them like we can name, all of us guys. So there's definitely a niche, a huge need for woman reviewers of watches.
Yeah.
So I think she would definitely be a hit and would definitely grow more than I would. I mean, who would? I mean, they would rather see her face, right? First and foremost. And secondly, she's definitely got nicer hands than me because I have what was called as a Josh Town syndrome, where we're always working on our house. So we have broken nails, dirt under our nails, paint all over our hands. And
man hands.
Yeah, we have man hands, so that when we're doing close-ups of our watch reviews, we actually are showing our ugly hands. And of course, we get comments here and there, off the side though.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get a pedicure or something.
And then you put gloves on. Then you put gloves on, and somebody calls you Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, then they call me Mickey Mouse or Yoga Hand. So, look, if you seriously want to see pretty hands, go over to Jenny Ellie's channel or whatever her name is. Go over to Elias Steve Dan's channel.
Yeah,
or maybe Janny Eileen's going to start her new channel, which I highly doubt. She doesn't love watches as that much to start a YouTube channel, but she does have an impressive watch collection. She does have about 30 watches at this point. So, yeah,
it's a good collection.
But we are talking, and we have a good amount of people here in the chat. We are talking about possibly doing a collab where she'll be in some of my videos, and maybe she'll give her opinion on. So if I do this, and I'll give my impression of the watch, and then she gives her impression of the watch from a scale perspective.
Really, because I've spoken to Nikita about doing that, and also to Abby, my daughter. So
you actually did something similar to that, though. You did have your daughter and her friend.
Yeah,
something very
similar. A while ago. Yeah,
I think you could actually really capitalize on that, and I would keep that going, bud.
Yeah, that is that is definitely, that'll happen.
Guys, thank you, Junior Johnson. We only have 6 thumbs up on this video, so please click that thumbs up. It really helps the channel and helps get this video noticed to others, because not for me today, because today we want to get this guy here, Adrian Sales, to 500 subscribers so that he can give away that watch. So we want to definitely see that. Please.
Yeah, I shall get that out again.
Yes, show it off. Show it off.
There we go.
Very clean. It actually has the gold indices. It's got gold around the bezel. It is a fixed bezel, but it's got that 6 o'clock date. And it also has gold stitching on that silicone rubber strap.
Yes, it does. And the silicone rubber strap is incredibly comfortable.
Very, very soft.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a good watch.
It is a good watch. There's a decent weight to it as well.
Yeah. So, full disclosure, I mean, I got that in for review from Gallant themselves. They sent me a couple Gallant watches, and, I figured I'm not going to wear it. It's just not I don't typically wear watches that are blacked out like that. So it's not really my style. I mean, so I figured if I'm not going to wear it, we might as well give it to somebody that's going to wear it and enjoy it. So, absolutely. So let's get Adrian to 500 subscribers. Please, please, please. Just looking at some of the comments here. Yes, the hardworking hands.
Mm-hmm.
I have been bugging her to join me. So it'll happen. We have baby Madison. I mean, if she gets old enough to start talking, I can't wait to get her reaction on some of these watches. That is going to be fun, man.
I actually have a little bit of it's not an argument, but a disagreement between myself and Abby, my daughter, at the moment, because it's about that Seiko Samurai, the great white shark. She thinks it's that the Seiko Samurai Blue Lagoon is a nicer looking watch, and I disagree. So,
I think you can make a show out of that.
Yeah, I think that's quite possible.
Jason over at Xenia, and I actually kind of wondered about this, so it's nice to get an actual watch brand perspective on this. But he said you would not believe how many requests that he's gotten for ladies' watches. The female representation is underrepresented for certain within the watch world. So
totally agree with that.
Yeah. And I can attest to that when I was looking for a true diver for Janny Eileen, because she actually found one on her own, which was the Skagen Fisk. Now look, it's a diver style watch. I mean, I wouldn't go diving in it, but she just wanted a watch that had a nice fidgety bezel. Maybe one day it can go on to the WCB Russell's channel.
Yeah. Russell's channel, yeah. Kurt Santana.
Yeah, with Kurt Santana and the bezel championship. Yeah, so she just wanted a bezel that just made the fidgety noise and whatnot. So she finally did find one. But women's watches are totally underrepresented because basically you have to look in the guys section and just find a smaller guy's watch.
To be fair, I mean, ladies, they do wear men's watches anyway, and they wear them very well. I mean, all of my divers and things, Nikita loves them. She loves wearing them. But I think that certainly a woman's opinion, whether it be on a man's watch or a lady's watch,
right.
just something different. I mean, even that Jenny L. I mean, she does a lot of men's watches.
Right. But let's just be honest, women love watches too. So why are they subjected to the dainty little penny-sized dials?
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I know that there's some brands out there, especially the fashion brands, though, that do like the bigger size watches. But I have to agree with Jason over Xenia. Like the woman watch representation is definitely not there. So maybe Jason will start to produce maybe a meteorite diver for a woman's watch, and
something around sort of 39 mil.
Yeah, and maybe we could
round about the same size as a Black Bay 58.
Right. Now I just heard that Random Rob just did an unboxing of a 36 millimeter dive watch.
All right.
Again, but Junior, is that watch? Was that marketed for the male, and therefore, a female may kind of overlook that because they're looking under female watches, or is that more of the unisex? Because I find that sometimes, you can find those hidden gems in the men's section, but look for 36 millimeter, 38 millimeter. You know what I mean?
I think that women generally, even with the smaller wrist, I think they can get away with up to 40 mil. I mean, 40 mil is a good size.
Yeah. Jason would actually start with a 38 if he started his ladies line.
All right.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. If he went up to 39, it would appeal to both.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you can even do purple and you'll have men wearing it. I love my man. And you know what? You can even go pink. Guys wear pink. Real men wear pink.
Yeah, I don't think I could though. I might go yellow.
Yeah, I could sport yellow. Yellow's a nice, fun summer watch. Something you wear by the pool. That's just the way I always picture it.
Yeah.
Sanford, he did a whole series on his site about watches for women. That women picked. Interesting.
Oh, women picked. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Hey, Sanford, put that link in the chat here, or actually just give us.
I'd like to see that.
I think you're talking about your Instagram, but I think you also have a website too. So feel free to plug it. I'll put it up here. Would love to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to have a look at
that. Because of tooling charges and minimum order quantities, it has become a challenge. We have another one for purple. Purple with rose gold.
Rose gold, yeah.
38 millimeter unisex, yeah. Just different dial. I don't know. I think so. So for instance, I think what Matthew and Sons did really well here is they made a watch that could be for both ladies and male. Because Janny, she wears this watch too. And I can't say that about most of my watches. I mean, this Hamilton here is a good 44 millimeters. She ain't wearing that, right? No. But, I think you can have a fun purple dial that's both masculine and feminine. And you can switch it back and forth amongst, especially if you put it on a strap like this, where you have a bunch of holes that you can adjust between the two. You couldn't really do that on a bracelet because then I'm not going to keep switching out pins. unless you have one of those diver extensions. But I think mine and her wrists are too far apart that even a diver extension would not work for me.
I can't. You can need some extension on there, aren't you? Yeah, extension and micro adjust.
Now, Rolex, here's where Rolex would come into play, because a 36 millimeter Rolex it would be me. Even though I do wear a 34.5 millimeter Accutron Space View, but if you have a 36 millimeter Datejust, you could totally switch that back and forth. But now we're talking about a multi-$1,000 watch. I mean, we're talking about $2,000 in the used market and $5,000 plus in the new market. So
yeah. Of course, the other thing with the Datejust, because it is a 36 mil watch. That's what it should be. What do you think of the 41? Do you think it's too big?
Not for
the new one.
Not for me.
To wear it, it's a great size. But I think for a Datejust, personally, even though the size is fine, yeah, it's too big.
It's going to be too big. Maybe 5-10 years from now, it's not going to be in the classic size.
Yeah.
Withstood the test of time, which is why the 36 to 38 millimeters, no matter what era you're talking about, is always a size that guys wear. But we go back in time, even 10 years ago, to the Invictas that were 50 plus millimeters. Well, okay, that's when I bought mine. All right.
The Russian diver.
Here.
It's still there.
Millimeters. Yeah, this one's going on eBay real soon. This went out of style shortly after. Most would actually argue it went out of style as soon as it came out, but I'm going to give Invicta a little bit of a break here. But here's the
Invicta.
Yeah, here's the Zampieri that Janny Eileen's talking about. She would sport this one. This one's a classic watch. I think this is about 38 millimeter. Very clean, totally unisex, rose gold. This one has a porcelain white dial. Zampieri watches is a micro brand that I highly respect. This is actually the first watch that was given to me to review, so this one has a lot of sentimental value to me. So
I actually believe that was the first watch review of yours that I commented on as well.
So there's actually a lot of meaning to this watch here, guys.
So that's where this all started. That's where you started on at me. That watch has got a lot to answer for.
You know what's funny is that you said you were kind of shy to comment on different reviewers.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I didn't. I think your channel was the first one that I actually commented on.
Okay. So what stopped you from commenting? Because I wonder why there's a lot of people that don't comment on just on content in general. So maybe I can get a little bit more of a perspective from you.
Yeah, just nervousness really about actually kind of putting down my thoughts, because once you've written it down, that's it. It's there, isn't it? I mean, you can delete it, I know, but actually putting your thoughts down so that everybody can read it, not just the guy who's doing the review. And you kind of from somebody who's not doing reviews, if I was whatever it was that I commented, and I can't remember what it was now, but it was like, well, the guy doing the review is the guy with the knowledge, is kind of how I felt, and I'm just an average Joe who's saying his 10 pence worth or 10 cents worth. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It's difficult to explain.
Right.
But yeah, I felt nervous about saying what I thought.
Well, you know what's funny is that I am Average Joe, and my channel is Average Joe, and that people in the comments, I've learned, actually, I can't say I learned. I actually do know a lot more than I do. I don't get on camera. I don't get on camera pretending that I know everything about watches, which is what I really appreciate about the comment section, because the comment section is a great way for me to learn so that I can then take that knowledge and use that in future videos. So I think being Average Joe I was hoping also would help people to comment on my video and not feel intimidated. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not the
that's the
expert
word I
watch
was
reviewer.
looking for.
Yeah, right. Because there's some guys that are definitely they're very knowledgeable, and you could tell they're knowledgeable, and you're probably a little bit more timid to comment on their stuff because they obviously know more than you do. But I think the comment section isn't just to show your expertise, but it's a reaction section.
No, yes, it is, and I think that when I do watch reviews, it's just my opinion. I'm not trying to tell somebody whether they should or they shouldn't buy it, or how great or how rubbish something is. It's just my opinion, and you take away from that what you like. I've got no problem with people that disagree with me either. And I have had a few, and sometimes it's actually opened up some pretty engaging conversations as well, and I really like that.
I can give you two examples. So I don't mind it when people disagree with me. That's not the problem. And I know a lot of people, they think that, these watch reviewers, they don't like it when people disagree. Well, it's actually quite the contrary. What we don't like is when you're disrespectful in the comments section and you sit behind your keyboard and you start whittling off comments of you calling people names and trying to belittle people. It's not. It's not the fact that you're disagreeing with me. It's the fact that you're not coming at me in a respectful way. So I'm not going to come at you in a respectful way if you're going to come at me that way. But typically, I like to I'll either ignore them, or I'll play around with them, but I'm not, you know what I mean?
Have some fun with them.
Have a little bit of fun with them. But honestly, I actually invite people to disagree with me because it's a way for me to learn.
Yeah.
If everybody just keeps saying, "Oh, Average Joe, you're the best, you're the greatest," hey, as much as someone loves to hear that, honestly, I love hearing that, yes. But I also love hearing when someone says, "Average Joe, you got that wrong." I highly respect that as well. And that's an opportunity for me to learn. And I really appreciate that. So for anyone that's, in the comments section, please just be respectful. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I respect you. You respect me. That's it. I mean, it's that simple. There's always time to be kind. It's not just a tagline. It's a way of life, right? I just don't get it.
It's a good mantra. Yeah, I don't get the people with the disrespectful comments either. I mean, I think I mentioned it in a video some while ago. I'd actually had somebody they'd even emailed me. They'd go onto the about section. And they'd email me, and they'd had a real pop at me, and that was about the Pagani design, something that I'd said that I didn't like on it anyway. I went back to the comment that they'd originally put on the video, and the spelling was bad, the grammar was bad. So all I did was flagged him up, and I corrected his spelling, and just basically made a fool of him and pinned his comment to the top of the page. Left it there for a few weeks.
That's a great move, to pin someone's comment and show them off to the world what a jerk they are. I need to get back to my mantra, which is sometimes the best comment to someone who's rude to you is silence.
There's no comment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Done that too.
Because you don't know how much that really bothers somebody, especially a troll, because trolls thrive on getting the last word and wanting you to actually get involved, and they try to get under your skin. So if you don't pay them any mind,
they want to get a reaction from you.
Yeah, you're not feeding the troll. They go hungry, and then they go off to someone else. Yeah. So
that's probably the best way.
It really is, and I need to start practicing that one, because I have to admit that I've kind of got sucked into a little bit, and I think it's easy to do.
Bitten back.
Yeah, I kind of, I need to start, just being kind and just just letting it go, you know. Like I don't curse back at him or anything, but I will have fun with him and be sarcastic and whatnot. Yeah. But I just need to just ignore him, like you said, you know. That's just the best way. Sanford says he doesn't comment on a lot of guys because they don't read comments, and that is true of, I would say, the bigger channels. But as Janny Eileen says here, that I read every comment, I reply to every comment, even when we're out to dinner. Sadly, I do. And I need that's another thing that I need to get better at. I need to separate, you know, you need to separate family time with YouTube time. So, you know, recently she's been taking my phone and hiding it places so that we can have quality family time, which I agree with her. I don't fight her on it.
That'll be why you don't answer your messages then.
Yes, it is. I mean, but I will get back to it. So I think I've programmed everybody to expect a reply right back, but now it's going to have to be on YouTube time and not Average Joe family time. So
if I send you a message, I'll say he'll reply eventually.
Well, yeah, you'll have to just say, hey, he must be having Average Joe time.
Yeah.
You know, someone's giving you some kudos here. It's Watch Reactions. Welcome. Nice perspective, Adrian. I get that. Saw how Bark and Jack got nailed for the whole Zenith thing. It's all just meant to be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we as YouTubers are here to entertain you. As entertaining as we may or may not be, at the end of the day, this is all for entertainment value. And anytime I do a review on a watch, I'm not giving the perspective of the grand majority. I'm just giving you guys an opinion from Average Joe, just like Adrian is given an opinion of Adrian. So to roast somebody over an opinion is ridiculous. Like, we're just trying to provide you an opinion so that you could be more educated on your purchase. So that's the reason why I used to watch YouTube, is so I would watch, if I wanted to buy this Hamilton, for instance, I would go on YouTube, I would look up Hamilton khaki GMT. I would look up a bunch of people that had opinions on it. I would take the average of those opinions, and then I would make up my own opinion. That's all.
Yeah, and always, you know, if somebody's looking for a specific watch, you know, never just take one review.
Right.
You want to see 3, 4, 5, or as many as you can get your ears and eyes onto.
Right. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think people take this stuff a little bit too seriously, which is why I have a huge respect for Russell over at the Mad Watch Collector channel. He has taken basically what we're saying here, which is stop taking this hobby so seriously, and he makes watch reviews funny. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and he is extremely entertaining. So a huge shout out to Russell in the United Kingdom. So I know he's a couple hours from you, but a lot closer to you than he is to me. But the Mad Watch Collector, that guy is growing like crazy, and deservingly so, because he's doing something a lot different than both me and you and a lot of other guys.
Absolutely. I mean, he's thought right outside the box, and you know what he's doing is just so different and refreshing as well. It's fantastic. I love what he does.
But, you know, as I say to you or anybody else, you got to be yourself, man. You know, because the number one rule that I have for my channel is it's got to be fun. And I know that you're having fun as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So if I were to ask you, Adrian, do you have that YouTube family balance that I don't have currently?
I would say it kind of varies. Mostly, I would say yes. Yeah, pretty good, because I think the way it works for me is because of the way my wife's kind of work pattern is. It actually allows me enough time so I don't have to worry about separation.
Right.
between family and the YouTube and Instagram thing. Although I am guilty of, even when we've been on like an afternoon out or so, gone out for lunch or something like that, where I will
check your
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I do, especially if I've recently put a post up.
So yeah, so YouTube can be a rabbit hole, just like watch collecting. So we kind of got bit by two bees here, and we're definitely going down this whole rabbit hole of watch collecting and YouTube, and it does consume a lot of time. But we do have to separate, otherwise, it won't become fun.
No.
No,
I think if it starts to interfere, then it's time to step back. And I mean, luckily, I've not had that so far. Although I suppose there have been times when I've spent a ridiculous amount of time trawling the internet trying to find, what I want to review next or what I want to have a look at next. So yeah, I have kind of maybe. Some evenings I've been less attentive than I should be,
right.
But that doesn't happen very often.
Well, I think like what you said, when it actually starts to interfere, it actually becomes an addiction. You're starting to become dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on Instagram? Yes, I am, guys. Same thing. Average Joe Watch Reviews. It's all one word. Same thing with Somewhere in Time. Adrian, he's on Instagram as well. So what I'll do is I'll put it here in the comments. Average Joe Watch Reviews. It's all one word, no underscores. And what about you, Adrian? I think you have an underscore. So it's somewhere.
Somewhere underscore.
Okay.
Somewhere in underscore.
Underscore in, right?
Underscore. In underscore time underscore 1304.
There you go. Okay, so there we go. So we got them in the comments now. So here we go. Here's Adrian. That's his Instagram. Definitely give him a follow. And here's
all you're going to see at the moment is this.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't blame you, man. So that Tudor Black Bay that you have, I had the Seiko version because I had that modded by Case and Dial on Instagram. So it actually scratched my itch for what you have, but you have the real deal, man. I am totally. I'm very happy for you. I really am.
Thank you.
For someone like you who's so kind to the watch community, and again, there's not a person that I talk to that doesn't mention your name in a more than positive light, because everyone that I talk to about you has said in one way or another how you've helped them, whether you talk to them at 4 o'clock in the morning because they're having issues, or you gave them a gift, or you're just so kind with your time. That to me, man, like, you've become a true friend to me. I've never met you. We've only talked this way, but I consider you a true friend because I know I can count on you for anything. And
that goes without saying.
I can't say that about people that live down the street from me. So, guys, when I say subscribe to Adrian, I'm not saying subscribe to him just because he's got a great YouTube channel, but subscribe to him because you're actually going to get a true friend who's going to befriend you as well. This guy takes
really humbled now. Must be going red.
No, I'm serious. Like you've become friends with, a couple handful of your subscribers.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So
I know most of them now.
You do. You really do. And I'm telling you, like, this has really become more than just providing content. It's become just relationship building to the point where, we're sending each other gifts through the mail. which I actually have a care package downstairs that needs to go out to you. So
to me,
look for that to come out soon. But
oh wow,
you've got a lot of envy in the comments here about your tutor. Getting a lot of fist bumping.
I do.
Very jealous of the tutor. I don't blame you. I mean, that's a great watch.
It took a long time. It took a long time.
What is your favorite part, what drew you to the Tudor Black Bay? Mm-hmm. And just what is your favorite feature of it now that you have it on the wrist?
Ooh, I think the thing that drew me to it in the first place was I really liked the gilt dial and the red bezel. I just thought that everything kind of worked really well, and the fact that there was no date. Even though I do like a date on a watch, I just thought aesthetically, for me, it was almost the perfect watch. So yeah, and now that I've got it, do you know what? I think I put it on my Instagram post when the first picture of it I put up. But really and truly, it didn't matter how many times I'd been into an AD and tried it on. When you put that on for the first time, when you get it out of the box and you haven't got to take it off again, it looked completely different. It was really strange. I looked down at it and I had more wow from that than I did when I was at the AD, hoping that one day I'd get one.
So I've actually tried one on myself, and I literally almost bought it on the spot. But $3,000, I think it was $3,300.
Yeah.
It's not one of those purchases that you can just say, oh yeah, I'll take two of those. I couldn't even buy one of those at the time. It wouldn't have been a responsible purchase at the time. So, So here's Adrian's Instagram page. It's up on the screen here. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And I'm actually under Janny Eileen's Instagram, so she is following you. So this is proof. That's her right there. And let's take a look at your Instagram page, shall we? So yes. First picture that we see. So is this your car?
Yeah, that was today.
Beautiful, man. Great shot, by the way.
Thank you.
And of course, you got to switch it up a little bit, right? With your Seiko.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh, here's the tutor again.
There's a surprise.
I think again.
That's the first picture I put on up on it. That was probably an hour after I received it.
So with this watch, what is your favorite? What's your favorite feature besides the gilded dial? I know for me, you can't. I mean, these snowflake hands.
Yeah, I love the snowflake hands. I love the coin edging on the bezel. How fine it is, but also how easy it is to use. I mean, I've got watches with good bezels. I think probably one of the best one is the Spinnaker, and that's got a really nice bezel action. But
how would you compare it with Tudor?
It's a piece of junk compared to the Tudor.
Okay.
The Tudor is just
the best one you've ever done.
It's the best one I've ever done. I don't know how. I wouldn't say it's comparable with a Rolex because it's not, but it is close.
Now you've had a Rolex on your wrist.
Yeah, Submariner. Yeah.
Okay. So how would you compare the Submariner bezel to the Tudor bezel?
The Submariner is definitely a step up, but it's difficult to describe that. I mean, the Submariner is at 120 click anyway, isn't it? Whereas the Black Bay is only a 60.
Yeah, that's actually one of the downfalls of that. But you're saying that it's still one of the best bezels you've rotated, though, huh?
Yes, it is. You have to actually. Russell will tell you this, and I think he's just done his Black Bay 58.
Yeah, he has one,
and he scored it. Or Mr. Santana, he scored it pretty highly. But it just is.
Yeah.
It just is nice. And even though it's 60 click, it's nicer than any 120 click bezel that I've got.
Okay.
It's just nice.
Oh, I can hear that. Here, can you hear this? The spongy.
Oh, the spongy Seiko.
Where'd you get the term spongy from, by the way? Because I
think I got that from you.
Yeah, I think you did too. I was wondering about that because I'm wondering, did I get that from you or did you get that from me?
No, I think I got it from you.
Because there's no one. I think anybody that has ever twisted a Seiko bezel would understand spongy. It's not precise like a Tudor, but it's just like a sponginess to it. so I'm just using it, you know. So,
although having said that, on this Samurai, it's not as bad. It's not as spongy. The Monster is really spongy. What else have I? Oh, the other one, the 5KX. That's quite squishy as well. Oh, that's interesting, Russell.
You'd have the Tudor over the Rolex sub any day of the week. I agree with them on that, man. I've actually had the Submariner on my wrist and I've had the Tudor on my wrist on the same day.
I see. I've not done that. Not done that. They were years apart.
Well, Janny Eileen was with me that day, and we both agreed full-heartedly that the Tudor was a much nicer watch. It really was.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that is down to the aesthetics as well. I think that the Submariner, I know that they've messed around with the case now, but it got too fat. It just looked like it was inflated. The crown guards were massive. The lugs were massive. The whole thing was just too big. It had stopped being what it started off as, basically that.
My problem with the Submariner was it felt like it didn't feel as substantial. It didn't feel as quality as the Tudor even. It didn't have the same presence on the wrist. Oh, by the way, the Mad Watch Collector, he's going to be on later on tonight with Jody from Just One More Watch.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I'll be there.
That's going to be a really good show. So we'll be there as well, in and out between that and the Super Bowl. So, but Russ is starting, I believe it's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time. So he's starting an hour before the Super Bowl. So good move there, Russell. You don't want to compete against the Super Bowl. you definitely don't, because you may not get the American viewers, man. So yeah, smart on that one. The Black Bay is nice, but a little chunky and top heavy, but the bracelet's great. I'm actually surprised to hear that from Matt, because Matt does like the more substantial watches, and he actually
I actually saw him say that the other day in one of his watch chats, and that was just before I'd pushed the button.
Well, he gave me a Dan Henry, which looks like the Accurist in a way, but it's smaller than this watch. It's a 38. But he gave me that watch because it was just too small for his wrist. And so I know he likes the bigger watches, but so it's interesting that the Tudor Black Bay would be a little bit too chunky.
I don't actually find it too chunky, but then I think my wrist is probably bigger than Matt's anyway. I mean, I'm 7 3/4.
You're 7 3/4. I think Matt's 7 1/2. So
there's not a lot on it, but I don't actually think that it doesn't, to me, seem chunky, even though it was actually one of the considerations, because they are quite thick.
You know what's kind of crazy, and I just realized that, like, I think we all know each other's wrist sizes.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
I just realized that. Like, I know Russell. I think he's got a 6 1/2. I think he's around 6 1/2. Russell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm correct on that.
I'm pretty sure he has said 6 1/2. Yeah,
he's 6 1/2. TGV 6 1/2, and Joshtown is 6 1/2. Like, this is crazy how this is the useless information that's running around in my head. But I also, the most importantly, I know Janny Eileen's ring size or shoe size, or they're the measurements I really need to.
Same here.
Right. So don't worry. I want everybody down below. Okay, Sanford, you're a 7, just like me. I'm 7. So that's funny. 7.5. So I was right. I was right on Rock the Watch as well.
Yes, he is, Matt. 7.5.
Crazy. And you know what's funny is that we also know what's in each other's collection too. You know,
Yeah.
I hear people like saying, "Oh yeah, David Schwartz has the Brew watch," and Adrian Sales, he's got that Tudor Black Bay, and
I know someone who's got one of those.
Oh, so the watch corner has a 6 3/4 wrist.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised because he's. I thought that he would probably be a 7 7.25, but
yeah,
6 3/4.
He looks like a big guy on Instagram.
Yeah, but he isn't that big, is he?
Well, he has lost a lot of weight. Not to get into his personal business, but he has.
No.
But so Steve, when I gave you that bull of a precisionist, I had it measured to my 7-inch wrists. So if you're a 6 3/4 and you said it was still tight, you might want to remeasure your wrist, because that bull of a precisionist fit me like a charm. So I don't understand, with you having a 1/4 inch less than me, why it would be tight on you. So maybe you might want to do a little remeasurement there. All right, we're getting everybody's sizes in, guys. You know what? Can I make this a ticker? Oh no, I can't. No. We got an 8. 8
checking in with an 8.
Oh geez, I don't even, can I put this one up here?
Mr. Rangeman, of course.
What is that, centimeters? PK Horology is a 7. What's crazy is I want to remember all this too.
Yeah, we know everybody's wrist sizes now.
I think Janny Eileen, she's a 6. She has a 6-inch wrist, so she's only a 1/2 inch less than some of you guys out there. So you better start doing some wrist curls, guys.
Put some weight on them.
And Steve was saying the diver extension was out too. So I think you need a remeasurement of your wrist, brother, because that watch could be like a glove. So I don't know, man. I think you're right though, Adrian. I think he has a bigger wrist size than he thinks he has.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
PK says he's a 7. So it'd be same as you.
So PK is with me. Yeah, I figured in range, man. He looks a little bit bigger than I am, so he's 7.5. So I'm 6'1". Currently, I'm 210 pounds. I should be around 200. So, but I think yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea. I don't know what it gives you an idea of, but it's you guys see me behind. You guys see me in front of the camera, so you have no idea. So just in case,
the thing is, I think people's wrist sizes, it doesn't matter how tall they are or whether they weigh 150 pounds or 250 pounds.
That's true.
The wrist size, I mean, it is going to be judged a bit by that, but generally you can get people with smaller wrists that are bigger people, and vice versa.
Well, you know what we don't talk about is we don't measure our wrists. Like what we do is we do the diameter of our wrist.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do the width of our wrists?
Yeah.
Because when we do the lug to lug measurement, aren't we essentially saying whether or not the lugs pour over the wrist?
Yeah.
And in that case, the diameter wouldn't matter. Yeah.
I think the diameter is still going to be important, but I think definitely a width.
Yes.
So that it'll give you some idea of what it is that you're looking at. If you've got a 48 mil lug to lug, and somebody, because wrist sizes are different, aren't they? They're not round. Some of them are oval. And various kind of versions of that. So yeah, but you could have somebody with a 50 mil watch that would actually work well on a 6-inch wrist.
All right, so I'm going to do a width measurement here, and I'm coming in at right around a 2.5 width. All right, so coming to a channel near you, I'm going to give you guys the width so that when we do, actually, I should probably do that in millimeters, right? That would make more sense.
Well, 2.5 inches. So what's that? 50? Was about 65 mil or something? Is it?
Well, let's just do it with the calipers, shall we?
Yeah, even better.
There we go. So I have a 55 millimeter wide wrist. Okay. So if I'm looking at a lug to lug of anything more than 55, I'm probably wearing an Invicta.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's be honest.
Oh dear.
I mean, let's see. So I have an Invicta. I have an actual Invicta out. Let's see.
That thing's huge.
This thing is from lug to lug, 61 millimeters.
I was going to say, were those calipers open wide enough?
Yeah, exactly. So this watch would indeed pour over the wrist and therefore be too it would be way too big for your wrist. So that watch is way too big for me. Not that we had to do that measurement anyway, but we take another watch. Let's just take this Hamilton Khaki GMT. Lug to lug, it is measuring in at a 53 millimeters. Okay. Now, you also have to take into effect how do the lugs taper. So they do taper down. So you have to put that into consideration as well. So a 55 millimeter wrist with 53 millimeter. So this one, I think,
right on the edge of that. On the edge.
Right? It barely makes the cut. But yeah. This is probably the biggest that I can wear and not look silly. 44 millimeter case diameter. So I think me and you just came up with
it's a new thing.
And let's see how many YouTubers replicate the width of the wrist. But I can't
remember to start doing it.
I can't take credit for that, man. This one came from Russell's channel, the Mad Watch Collector, when he said, how do you properly wear a watch? And he went over like the etiquette, and he said, we should start measuring the width. So got to give props out to Mad Watch Collector on that one. I can't take credit for that, but
they didn't come up with a thing then.
Well, we're gonna make it take off.
We're following Russell's footsteps.
Yeah, we're gonna start a trend. So, I say let's do that. So, man, I cannot believe that 2.5 hours went by, man.
No way.
It did, yeah. I know we agreed on an hour to an hour and a half.
We did agree on an hour, yeah.
So
sorry, guys.
I want to give the last few minutes to you. You can say anything you want to say, plug yourself, whatever you want to do, man.
I'm rubbish at plugging myself. What I would like to say is anybody that's been in this chat and you sat here for 2.5 hours listening to us waffle, thank you so much. Yeah, you are the heroes of this one. But yeah, I mean, please follow me on Instagram, as the link was put up there, and I think it's down in the description, which will be just go on there, follow me on Instagram, send me a message, whatever. That would be fantastic. And also on YouTube, as it says down the bottom here. I don't know if everybody else can see that. Yeah, somewhere in time. Yeah, feel free to like, comment, please subscribe. There is, if you've missed it earlier, there's a giveaway coming up when I get to 500. Thank you very much, Average Joe, for sending the watch in for that. But yeah, and thanks everybody for sticking around, because it's been 2.5 hours. I can't believe that. And thank you, Joe, for putting me on. I mean, oh, man. Wow, thank you.
I was looking forward to this for a long time. So, to have you on for 2.5 hours, it honestly felt like you were on for an hour. So
it's gone really quick.
Just two watch guys actually two good friends talking and having everybody kind of voyeur in and watch us chat, but also get involved in the chat, which I love. I love the fact that guys get involved with that. So cheers to you, Pierce. Cheers to Mr. Rangeman. You are the man. PK Horology, Peter, thank you for joining us. Steve, the ink, otherwise known as the Ink Watch Man from back in the day, now the Watch Corner. Can't wait to see him start his own YouTube channel. Watch
Russell
Reactions. Thank you, Watch Reactions. Sanford, you've been a big part of this chat. Thank you so much for participating. And everybody else who, Janny Eileen, of course, and anyone else I've missed. There's been way too many people. I really do appreciate it. We are dropping down with our numbers now, Adrian, so it is definitely time. Do you have a catch line yet, or are you in the process of getting a catch line?
No, I hadn't even thought about one, but I guess I better now, hadn't I? Now you've mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I was just wondering.
No, I hadn't thought about it.
I'm actually really honored that Steve over at the Watch Corner was inspired by my particular tagline, and he made up his own. And every time I hear it, I smile. It's a really good tagline, and I'm not going to say it because it's his. But I will say mine. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe I don't know, make one up on the spot.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Put you on the spot there.
I haven't. No, I can't. Not like
okay.
That.
All right.
It's yours. This is yours. Go.
All right. So with 2 hours and 30 minutes in, we're going to close it off here. But want to thank everybody for joining us, Mr. Rangeman. I want to have you on the channel one day. So here he is, right here. So I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to get you on the channel. This is another fun guy right here. So I'm issuing you the challenge of being on the Average Joe live stream. So do you accept the challenge? We'll find out. But in the meantime, there's always time to be kind to one another. From Adrian and myself, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. And thank you so much. And we'll see you next time on Somewhere in Time and Average Joe Watch Reviews.
Average Joe Watch Reviews.
God bless.